This is the Q21 podcast.
Everybody, it's Q21 Radio here. I'm Troy Bynoe. We're down here today at North by Northeast. We're talking with a whole bunch of artists, and it's a beautiful thing because everyone's coming together today, all gathered around music and fun, and we're just down here catching all the excitement. So now we're going to head down to our booth. So come and check it out. We're down here at North by Northeast. I'm speaking today with Sean, aka Burglar, aka Word Burglar, or the Berg. So many names you could call this guy.
That's right. It's a Word Burglar coming to you live.
Tell me about your music.
We do sort of like classic, like boom bap, hip hop, sort of a hint of comedy, a lot of sort of pop culture stuff, a lot of tribute to like late 80s, early 90s hip hop, and just kind of fun, classical, like party rap.
So you're keeping it fun, keeping it fresh.
Keeping it fresh, keeping it tight, keeping it deaf, keeping it all right.
Giving away albums. How many albums you got out now?
I got 2 albums. Right now I'm promoting a video for my song Cream of Wheat, which is on Much Music and MTV and other places. My new album's called Burglaritis. We're working on the next one, which will be my third, called The Third Burglar, because it's the third one. And yeah, it's deep. And
like the Hamburglar.
Yeah. Well, we have the same last name, but we're not related. You know, yeah.
He was a troublemaker, so.
Yeah, we get in a little bit of trouble, but it's gonna be a good time. I'm joining my buddy Fresh Kills. Is gonna be joining me, and Peter Project is gonna be spinning some records. It's gonna be a good show.
Great. Well, tell everyone where they can see you online. If they can't see you live, where can they see you online?
Wordburglar.com. That's WORDBURGLAR.com. People spell it wrong all the time.
Well, spell it again.
Okay, Word Burglar with an A. So it's WORDBURGLAR.com.
Wicked. Thank you, man.
Okay, thank you.
Good talking to you.
Okay, man, you too. Thanks.
This is the Q21 podcast.
고양이 눈을 가진 자들에게서 말야 넌 날 쫓고 있어 너의 머리를 무리로 만들어버린 날 빠져들어가 너의 눈으로
This is the Q21 podcast. We're down here today at North by Northeast here in Toronto at the Holiday Inn on King Street. And here with me we have Ironic Q, all the way from Korea, South Korea. Now, you guys are down here promoting your first album. The name of the album is?
첫 번째 앨범을 준비하고 계신데 첫 번째 앨범명을 간단하게 소개해 주세요. 이름하고 앨범 소개.
앨범 제목은 Into the Mirror.
You got a song, your first album out, Into the Mirror. This album is, you would categorize this as an alt record. How's that been going in Korea? Like, how can we download or hear this song? Is it out for release right now?
이 노래를 들으시려면 어디서 받으셔야 되고 또 어떻게 쉽게 들을 수 있으신지 소개 좀 해주세요.
myspace.com에 들어가 보시면은 거기에 뭐 이제 링크를 이제 시켜 놓을 거예요. 그쪽으로 들어가셔서
Ironic Q music can be heard on the myspace.com/ironicq.
Great. Is there a home site for you guys, or is MySpace the home?
MySpace, their home site. Yeah.
Well, thank you so much for joining us on Q21. You're welcome back anytime. All right. Take care.
This is the Q21 podcast.
We're down here at North by Northeast. And with me today, we have Angel Peer, all the way from Ireland. What's up, guys? And this is to my right, my far right, we have
Dara.
And we have over here
Vinny.
very cool dudes. You guys have released a few EPs. Tell us about the names and where we can find them.
Okay. Bullet Holes and Broken Sectors is the EP we've released previous to this. It's available on iTunes, eMusic, all the digital stores, etc. I think there's a few copies in music stores around town here in Toronto as well. And we're releasing the Sacrifice EP on August 9th, which will be available in all the same kind of stores as well. So,
what got you into this?
We all have completely different influences, but I think when we come together, like Vinny's kind of more rock background, as Luke would be, and myself and the drummer who's not here right now would be more kind of indie background. But I think together we create a sound it is alternative, but probably has a little possible mainstream potential. When people ask us what we sound like, I say somewhere between Interpol, Radiohead, and Band of Horses.
Nice. And where can we find you online?
Angelpeer.com and myspace.com/angelpeer. You can find us on Facebook as well. We have groups and profiles.
Great. Well, it's well worth your while to check these guys out. They're very cool guys. You'll have fun browsing their music and browsing all their interesting information. I'm sure all your bios are there. All crazy, wacky stuff is all up there. So check it out. All right. Peace.
I see magnetic lights that stick to these reflected sights behind. Every time another one passes, they scream delightful. On and on. It's all I can do to stop killing you.
Watching the Q21 podcast. I am sitting here at the Hub International booth, and I'm speaking here with Brent. We're gonna have Brent just tell us a little bit about what he does, because we thought it'd be interesting to show you a little bit about the behind the scenes and protecting your equipment and protecting your livelihood. So Brent's going to tell us a little bit about the goals of his company and what he's trying to showcase here for the artists.
We're one of the few companies in Canada that's making sure that musicians are taken care of in good times and in bad. And we're doing that through things like travel insurance, so that when a musician goes on tour, if something happens to him medically, he's taken care of and doesn't have to worry about the expensive hospital bills and things like that, especially when he's outside of his home province. We also have things like health and dental plans for the musician that they may not have known about that even exist. And just announced within 2 weeks ago, we've now developed a new disability plan exclusively for musicians. And we're the only ones that actually have disability for musicians, so that if they do get hurt while they're on the road, they can have a monthly income come into them and not have to worry about paying the bills. We also have plans set up so that if there is a major illness, they don't have to worry about things like fundraisers anymore. They can do critical illness insurance through us and actually have a lump sum paid out to them if something were to happen, say, such as cancer or heart attack or anything major. And we're making sure that they're actually covered from start to finish. Sandra Sween over here actually does the musical gear insurance itself, and she can elaborate more on that piece of it.
All right, Linda, tell us a little bit about that equipment side.
Okay, with the musical equipment, it is a worldwide coverage for the musicians when they're traveling with their equipment. It protects them against everything, with the exclusion, of course, of acts of war, nuclear invasion are the exclusions. Wear and tear is not covered, and power surges are not covered. But for a small premium, the deductible is $50, they're covered. In the event that their gear is lost and they're waiting for a show, we also cover that because it's technically claimed their gear is gone. So they have rental reimbursement coverage, so they can rent it while waiting for the claim to be settled. And usually claims will take probably 3 or 4 days to settle a claim, so they're back in business again.
Great, but you mentioned premiums, and premiums. I mean, when artists, think of insurance, they think of cost, extra expense, and it's hard for them already in their living. But as a business, a self-employed entity that they are, they should consider this, right? I mean, premiums are not that.
It's tax deductible in many cases. Not all cases, but in many cases it can be a tax deduction to the business.
This is the Q21 podcast.